Welcome back to the channel, guys. A few months ago, I put out a video that was talking about my top 5 hunting bullets, and many of you said that the Nosler ballistic tip isn't a good hunting bullet, that it's just too fragile, that it hits and it comes apart, and that it might be accurate, but it's not a good hunting bullet. So lots of you recommended this, a solid copper bullet that is going to get penetration and is going to be kind of that typical get to holes and be able to track the animal. So with that in mind, I picked out these two bullets here, the 130 grain TTSX for the 270. We'll be trying this in the 270 Winchester, and this here is a 127 grain LRX in 6.5. Now in this video, we're just going to talk about, are they actually more consistent? Are they going to be better than just your regular cup and core bullets? Or realistically, is there not a whole lot of difference bullet to bullet? So the first thing we're going to do to test consistency is we're just going to weigh these bullets out, see how close they are to their actual number. So 130 grains, 127 grains, 143 grains. And then we'll record all that. We'll get them here on the scale and we'll start that with the comparison. So first one here, we have the 130 grain Nosler ballistic tip. So we're 130.3, 130.1, and we're going to be 129.9. So we'll do that with all 10 for each bullet, and we'll go from there. So we have each of these bullets here. We have the ballistic tip, LRX, and ELDX. Here's the 10 bullet weights. The average, they were all within 0.05 grains of what is on the box. However, this low to high is consistency between bullets. So here, lowest we did was 129.9, and then we had a 130.3. So a 0.4 between the high and the low, 126.9, 127.2, so 0.3. And then 142.8 and 143.4, that's a 0.6. That's about a half grain difference on this. So realistically, all of these bullets are fairly consistent, but the LRX is the most consistent. And that's just on 10 bullets. Now, if you did 100, I'm sure these numbers would be slightly different. I don't know how much more different they would be, but overall, that LRX, so the copper bullets, are slightly more consistent than your cup and core bullets, which would make sense. You know, it's a solid copper bullet with the same plastic tip. There's not a whole lot of variance that'll happen between bullet to bullet. So for that reason, I'm hopeful that these LRX or the TTSX even will shoot really well, because bullet to bullet, they're going to be consistent. When it says 127 grains, you're within 0.2, 0.15 grains of what it says. Coming over here, you're within 0.3 grains. You're within probably 0.2 grains, call it. So realistically, the LRX is going to be more consistent, but that could also just be because they're a copper construction bullet. These copper bullets seem to be very consistent bullet to bullet, but group wise, I don't know how well we're going to do, just because I have heard and have seen that copper bullets can be super picky. Barnes bullets seem to do okay, but just in general, monolithic bullets are going to be a little harder to get accurate. So to mitigate that with this 130 grain TTSX, we're going to be using this IMR 4350. This 270 Winchester shoots this powder very well. I've had good luck with it with these 130 grain Nosler ballistic tips. So hopefully we can get some good groups. I'm hoping to get sub MOA. I know that those ballistic tips can go down to about a 1/2 inch, but we'll see kind of what we get here. And then same thing for the LRX. I'm going to be using H4350, which is a very popular powder for the 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, my gun historically hasn't loved lighter bullets. It's done well with the 120 grain Nosler ballistic tips, but that's about the only bullet on the lighter end that it has shot well. So hopefully these 127s will do well with this H43 powder. But anyways, let's check it out. We'll get it loaded. Hopefully we'll get out to the range this next weekend, and we'll see you then. So what has your guys' experience been? Are these monolithic bullets really worth it? Are they going to give us good accuracy? Or should we stick with something more like these cup and core nozzler ballistics that we know shoot really well out of these rifles? Go ahead and leave a comment and leave a guess. Which do you think is going to shoot better? These nozzler ballistic tips or this Barnes solid copper monolithic bullets? Thanks for watching, everybody.